Oh, hello there. My name is Student Nurse Singh. I'm currently presenting with Group 4 on, and we're taking a look at drug calculations. In our presentation today, we'll be taking a look at patient KW. For my portion of the presentation, we'll be following along slides 9 through 11 of our PowerPoint, and I'll be taking a closer look at his lab values as well as his clinical map. If you're able to follow along visually with the lab values and the PowerPoint that is being presented, that will be amazing. If you're not able to, please listen closely and follow as best as you could to what I'm saying. To facilitate this process, I'll just say the lab values out loud if you're not able to follow along, just so you can have an understanding of how the patient is doing. So what we're taking a look at will be his day 1 through day 5 of his lab values, as well as his ABGs and a few changes with his vital signs. So let's start with day 1. So for day 1, when the patient came in, his hemoglobin is 12.5, his hematocrit is 37.6, his red blood cell is 3.2, the BUN is 22, creatinine is 0.5, glucose is 126, albumin is 3.9, sodium is 143, and potassium is 4.9. The PTT was not recorded. Now, taking a brief look at these lab values, we could see that nothing is too alarming, except for his hemoglobin and hematocrit and red blood cells, which are all below normal values. We could say that this is due because of the fact that he was in a road traffic accident and there was trauma injury that occurred to our patient. Taking a look at day 3, we can see that there's some slight changes in his values. His hemoglobin decreases further to 9.8, and his hematocrit also decreases to 29.6. His red blood cell, however, increases to 3.8. His BUN decreases to 16. His creatinine remains at 0.5. His glucose decreases to 68, and his albumin drops significantly to 2.0. His sodium remains at 150, and his PTT was still not recorded. Now, the day 1 is on the left-hand side, and day 3 is on the right-hand side of the PowerPoint on slide 9, if you're able to follow. Let's move on to slide 10. Again, his red blood cells increases, the hematocrit and hemoglobin drops. We just keep that in mind when we're taking a look at this slide now. Let's start by taking a look on the right-hand side of slide 10. Day 5, where we're looking at his lab values. His hemoglobin is 11.4, the hematocrit is 34.9. The red blood cell increases further to 3.8. The BUN drops slightly to 11. The creatinine still remains the same at 0.5. The glucose is 102. Albumin increases to 3.1. The sodium is 146. The potassium is 3.9, and the PTT is still not recorded. Now, according to these values, we can see that there is a bouncing back or some form of recovery that's happening with our patient, because the hemoglobin, the hematocrit, they're increasing now, and the RBC continues to increase. All positive sign in our patient. The rest of his lab results, there's nothing significant that stands out. His sodium is 146. It's not drastically away from our normal range, so I don't think it's anything to be concerned over. Now let's take a look at his ABG results. The ABG results for day 1. We have a pH of 7.38, a PCO2 of 32, and a bicarb of 19. Now from this, we can see that the pH is within the normal range. The PCO2 is on the alkalytic side,